Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CO2 Rundown. I'm your host, Chad Owens. I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. I sure did. I'm excited about today because it's Monday. We get to go back to work. That's right. You got to be excited about your work. You got to be excited about the grind. And that's what motivates me. That's why I look forward. I look forward to the weekends to enjoy, to relax, but I start to get antsy. I start to get excited for the upcoming week, and you got to start getting excited for today's show because it's another exciting one. So like we always do, let's dive on in to the CO2 Rundown. In local sports news, Paul Honda has a story in today's Honolulu Star-Advertiser highlighting the St. Louis Crusaders football team. They scrimmaged Mililani on Friday and Kailua on Saturday. They've been putting in some work. Head coach Ron Lee. Shout out to Coach Ron Lee, man. He's been doing this for some decades. Coach Ron Lee was my receiver coach at the University of Hawaii. And let me tell you, Coach Ron Lee is one of the hardest working coaches out there. Always available, always in his office, always studying film. He's a football junkie. He's an offensive junkie. And that's how you have to be successful. As an offensive coordinator, head coach, you got to be about that life. And Coach Ron Lee definitely is. So shout out to you, Coach. Miss you, man. I got to come over there and see you. But he's got a lot of tape to evaluate. These guys got about 100 players on this roster that they need to evaluate. They've got 3 quarterbacks that are all sort of equal in the running right now. A senior, a junior, and a sophomore. No clear-cut starter going into this season. And Mililani, one of the top, not the top, powerhouse in the OIA division, gave them some trouble in this scrimmage. And, coming out of this pandemic, last year's, the scrimmages that they held, was very minimal, right? Compared to what we're able to do this year with a proper off-season training, more meetings, more togetherness, just more ready for football. And so I think that was the test that both teams were looking for, right? They wanted to see where they were at. Coach Ron Lee said that the Trojans are in mid-season form. So that's a really good compliment to the Mililani, team. Congrats to you guys. And look, St. Louis has been the top dog for the majority of these years, right? Everyone's always trying to compare themselves to St. Louis. We've got to beat St. Louis. That's the standard, right? And St. Louis just has that reputation. Guys going on to college. I think right now, Coach Ron Lee said by the time it's all said and done, his 5 offensive linemen, the 5 starting offensive linemen, will all have Division I scholarship offers. Man, that's a testament to the program, to the parents, obviously to the players for putting in the work. And so congrats there. I'm excited for football. I know you all are excited for football. Yes, the University of Hawaii is getting ready to kick off, but something about high school football here in Hawaii is just different. And we're all excited to watch this season unfold and to see who's going to rise to the top. Now, here's something you don't hear every day. You hear in the college ranks, you hear players foregoing their senior seasons to enter the draft. But Texas high school quarterback Quinn Ewers out of Carroll High School, he's the number 1 rated quarterback in the country, number 1 prospect, is foregoing his senior season of high school to go to Ohio State early. He committed to Texas. He's from Texas. He was expected to go play for Texas Longhorns, decommitted. No one knows why, but there's, people are trying to figure out, okay, why did he decommit? What's going on at Ohio State that made him want to go there instead? And so I know one thing for sure. He's definitely, NCAA eligible. He's got all of his classes. He means he's graduating early. I don't know if that's a thing. But anyway, he's leaving early. And one of the reasons he said is because as a high school athlete, he cannot take advantage and profit from his name, image, and likeness, the new NIL rules that the NCAA announced, right? So players in college can now profit off their NILs. Hence, promoting Quinn Ewers to say, yeah, you know what? I'm going to enroll early so I can make some money. Hey, congratulations, man. Like, that's big. That's awesome stuff. And I hope that, again, don't get distracted by, making this money. The money will come. Do what you got to do on the field. Make those plays, and the rest will take care of itself. I'm gonna keep following this story. I'm anxious to see what this kid does when he arrives in Columbus this fall. All right, in the NFL, man, the injury bug has been bugging this dude for some years now. Carson Wentz, the former Eagles quarterback, now Indianapolis Colts quarterback, is going to be out anywhere from 5 to 12 weeks. He's having surgery on his foot that's broke, and this is what's funny to me, man. And again, I've been in the locker room. I've been on the inside knowing the truth, and the coaches and everyone always tries to, they're going to tell you what, the only thing they want you to hear. Right? I was laughing. Coach said, Carson was dealing with an old injury, probably an old high school injury that, he had a broken bone in his foot he didn't know of. But, as time goes on, things happen, and, he just made a cut at the wrong angle, wrong ties, blah, 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 blah. Look, I know what it is, right? I don't know if they come out. I'm assuming, but it's a Jones fracture. That little bone on the outside, I had that. It happens. It happens when you just make a cut. And what it is it's very common. So if this is my foot, right? This is your metatarsals. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. In this case, this is the pinky toe. Okay, this is considered your 5th metatarsal. This bone, it comes from here all the way down. Right there, there's that little skinny bone. That's your metatarsal. So imagine if this is in your foot, right? You make a cut, and it rolls. Any type of roll, you put a lot of stress on this area as a football player. And he may have had a stress fracture over time. That happens. That's happened to me. And then at some point, you put that extra force through it and it breaks. So that's what I think it is. They didn't come out and say exactly what it is, but that's what I'm thinking it is, because that's the only thing that can be that length of time, right? And those bones in the feet don't get a whole lot of blood supply. That's why it takes so long. Bones heal, broken bones heal with new blood, right? And there's just not a lot of blood that goes to that area. And so, unfortunate for Carson Wentz, man, he's dealing with another injury, and who knows, man? This might be the end of the road for Carson Wentz. He's dealt with a whole lot of things in Philly, hence why the rise of Nick Foles. And Nick Foles' situation, will the Colts pick him up and see, if Foles can come and save the day again? That'll be another story. It would be an interesting one. But look, we'll keep you guys updated on what unfolds as that goes on. Today's Olympic coverage is brought to you by Aloha Termite and Pest Control and Hawaii Honda Dealers. And all right, the meat and potatoes of today's segment, as always, the Olympics. All right, I'm going to go down this as efficient as I can. Unfortunately, our U.S. men's volleyball team is out. And that road ends for our local boys, Michael Christensen, Eric Soji, and Kavika Soji. You know, hey, losing's tough. I know it. I've been there. But I know this is the highest stage, and you always, you know, if for some of these athletes, not just volleyball, but this might be their last Olympics. They might be their last opportunity to get gold. And I know, hey, it's cliche. The experience was amazing. It's unfortunate, yada, yada, yada. But deep down inside, we all know as competitors, as athletes, and we want to win. Even if we finish second, silver, we're smiling up there, but the gold is what we wanted. You know, so it's tough. It's extremely tough. And, you know, I just got to, hey, hats off to you guys for making it that far. And congratulations on everything. And, okay, you didn't win gold. Now what? Right? Now what? I think you got to take this. You got to take the Olympic experience. You got to take the things you've learned, the people you've met, the networking, and now, hey, how are we going to pay it forward? What are we going to do now with this platform? I think that's the short-term turnaround goal, right? The long-term goal didn't happen, right? So now, how can we bounce back from this? Right? In life, we got to bounce back. When we face adversity, we gotta bounce back. And so I just hope that these guys can bounce back quickly and you know, move on to the next thing, as I'm gonna do right now. Simone Biles is back, right? She was feeling a little off. They're calling it the twisties, but she's back to compete in the women's finals in the beam competition. So I know everyone will have their eyes on Simone Biles when she takes the stage for the beam competition. But Sanisa Lee stepped in for Simone, won the gold. But now in these other events, she was a little nervous. And I'm gonna tell you why. She admitted she couldn't let go of her phone. Why? Well, after winning gold, after stepping in for Simone Biles and winning gold, she gained 950,000 new Instagram followers. Could you imagine? Just such and such started following you. 950,000. That's a big time distraction. It's tough. You know, I don't know what her following was prior to stepping in and winning gold, but now, woo-wee. Hey, you know, I talked about the U.S. men's volleyball team not accomplishing that. Hey, pivot, you got to move on. How can you use the platform? Sanisa Lee will be using this platform. I'm going to tell you that right now. Basically 1 million followers. Congratulations on that big win. And this next Olympic athlete is the highlighted athlete, right? The highlighted Olympic athlete of today's segment, Caleb Dressel. Man, 5 gold medals. You know, only surpassed, I think, by Michael Phelps, right? Michael Phelps was that dude in swimming. And I believe Caleb became the first man to capture the gold in the 50, the 100, and the butterfly. And that is very impressive. And man, swimmers' bodies are ridiculous, right? Shoulders, long arms, traps, just built to swim, man. It's very impressive. It's a very, very challenging sport. Right, I'm out there bodyboarding. I got a set of fins on and I'm dying on a board. So look, Caleb is our highlighted athlete. Congratulations, man. That is big. Who knows what's next for this dude, right? But the goal is to always keep getting better. Right? Will he be back in the next Olympics to defend? I hope so. Today's Olympic coverage was brought to you by Aloha Termite and Pest Control and Hawaii Honda Dealers. And just a friendly reminder that the in-person Hawaii Career Expo is back at the Neil S. Blaisdell Center Exhibition Hall starting this Wednesday, August 4th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. All attendees must provide proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test result. You can all register today at hawaiicareerexpo.com. And that is it for today's show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Again, happy Monday. I hope you guys are off to a great start, a solid start, and are creating momentum so that you can dominate this week. I'll see you all come Hump Day Wednesday.